Hi guys, and welcome to the Rocket League Replays YouTube channel. Today, we want to present the video replay of the match between Furia Esports and Spacestation Gaming during the Rocket League World Championship 2024. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
It's ever so important, and game number one is where it all begins.
Game number one on Manfield Night is always brought to you by Progressive as our 2024 World Championship Swiss stage rolls on. Send a team directly to Saturday. Skip Friday entirely. Get that day off. Here we go. Take care of business early. It's Hoxer. Right over Drafinho. Yanks and Lost are both there. And LJ couldn't slot it past Lost. And a near miss early on out of SSG.
But you know what? What a brilliant way to show Furia that you mean business in this game. It was Hoxer entirely on his own. And the defense of Furia stretched thin immediately.
Hoxer will try to trigger another counter. Instead, he needs help from Chicago. That pops up for Yan. And Yan's double, not on the mark. Now up high, and Hoxer just has to watch Chicago take charge. Nobody else was there for Furia. Infield pass, forced Lost to just stop for a moment. And had he been able to run onto that in stride, maybe he's able to blast one into the back of the net.
So LJ, though, trying to send it long, get rid of some of that pressure falling onto the orange half of the pitch. However, it's straight back with Furia, taking the ball immediately to face the Space Station Gaming. Lost challenging with one midfield. As ball falls flat, Drafinho challenging with Lost. Both end on zero boost and zero pressure on that ball from either of their teammates. It falls a little bit slower in the midfield as all of these 50s find themselves incredibly even across the board.
Well, Chicago more or less token pressure there. He did grab the midfield boost with Lost trying to camp on the corner in SSG's half. They're trying to starve out Space Station. And with rather mixed results so far, Chicago hands that off to Hoxer. Hoxer got another piece of that. And who knows, I don't think that shot was going to get saved.
I don't think it was either. I think that had enough beans on it to sneak its way through. Instead, Hoxer, I think, in fairness, try and give it a little bit more. There's no sense in harming. But that may well have done more harm than good. Space Station Gaming potentially doing themselves out of an early goal.
Well, they have been the better of the two squads so far. A near opportunity that Lost barely got to. And then that one off of Hoxer and off target. Now Lost will have a go. Put the brakes on for a moment. LJ undeterred. And Drafinho will concede that midfield boost for anybody who wants it. Might end up being Yan, actually. Here goes Chicago. Only as far as Drafinho. So a couple opportunities out of SSG, but nothing has breached the goal line just yet.
We're seeing a lot of these break jumps coming through from Furia. Drafinho in particular. You read one play a little bit earlier on where he came from the backboard, didn't even bother about the first touch, knows where the ball is going after that. Those plays can be caught out, however. Lost a full court air dribble on target with the demo. A follow-up. It's going to take a few seconds to come through, and a bump from Drafinho is not going to be enough to give Furia the advantage.
He's got to develop a lot faster than that on the rebound. Instead, SSG kind of let off the hook. Here goes Yan, back the other way. Flip reset doesn't yield anything else. LJ will have to patiently wait for that corner boost. Got to jump into action instead. And a good thing that boost wasn't there because LJ abandoned that, went back to the net, and it turns into that counterattack as Hoxer sends it wide.
I think even if that was on target, wouldn't have snuck its way in. Pace wasn't there. I think Lost was in good position to save it as well. Yeah, and that Sam MVP sends it high across the Lost, a man that became a demon of himself in London. A player possessed. Chicago wants to make sure that he puts those ghosts to bed, however. Tends to go for a little play on the top corner. Hoxer with one onto Lost this time. Both him and Drafinho committing into the corner. And Lost with a miss and a bump on Yan. That is not what you want from your teammate.
Well, Lost kind of had to stay home as Yan comes in to bail him out. And this is an open net that LJ is able to catch up and prevent the easy goal out of Furia. Would have been a disastrous way to concede the opening goal here late in game number one. Yan back the other way, and just a lot of volleyball between these two squads, just waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Back and forth they go, waiting for an opportunity, and none presenting itself since about the halfway mark.
Oh, a little bit of a misflip there. Chicago not able to make any contact with the ball. Final minute, Drafinho clearly beating out Hoxer. Then gets returned to his spawn with 33 boost. Chicago in the air, only finds Yan. Yan with a little bit of time. Ceiling. Trevino central on target. Not needed till Hoxer taps it away.
5th shot in the game for Yan, but it's this one from Lost as he just snakes one right on by along the line.
That's the man we saw in London. The 1-2, fake off the wall, LJ caught flat-footed and Lost. Through 2, gets the first for Furia.
Well, here we are, though, late in game 1. This is where Spacestation have been thriving so far today. Late game scenarios. It's Hoxer, gonna slow play with 30. Got the pass away towards Chicago, intercepted by Trevino, but Yan got bumped on the goal line by Hoxer. He's finally able to jump back into the play, down to 20 seconds now. Lateral pass, dive in. LJ coming in as well, won the ball, but it's gone well wide out of the corner. Hoxer now, 13 seconds. Hoxer, infield pass, nobody on the other side. LJ with time running down, nothing doing there. Chicago can't center. Hoxer's got to take over with no time on the clock. LJ, Chicago, no! And Trevino will kill it.
LJ's positioning, I think, just a little bit too far away. Wanted to come in, that aren't going to be able to do it. So, Spacestation Gaming. No change in their game plan, I can't imagine. Keep going, you're only 1 goal down. Still gonna be able to work your way through in the second.
On to Forbidden Temple. See if Furia can run it back. Trevino beaten there, but Yan will have it from the back line. Hoxer gonna need that corner boost. He's got it, but does not have the ball. Lost, trying to kick it out to Trevino. Expertly done.
Lost at finding that form. 1, 2, 3, goal. Trevino is the man to sink it, but Lost is the person who did all the work. The previous goal took about 3.5, 4 minutes. This one, 16 seconds for Furia to find greatness.
You'd hear the South American commentator crew even through our headsets.
Go!
Hopping off for that goal, the first for Furia after a late strike in game 1 as well. Will 1-0 be enough? Look at Spacestation Gaming get on the board. Here goes Hoxer, blocked by Lost, and Yan is right there for it. Chicago's been forward quite a bit and forced to retreat quite a bit as well. He thought about jumping there, realized Trevino had him beat. Now he's got to retreat, but Hoxer can dive in, and Yan just a little bit ahead of the play, and maybe just a little indecisiveness right now out of SSG.
I think that's been the main thing we've seen so far as well. There has been these tackles in the air, and yeah, in game 1 we saw it in the first 2.5 minutes or so. It was very even. Since then, it has been Furia beating Spacestation to the punch time and time again. The pace not there, but LJ does take a shot down low, and some of these balls sneaking through the first layer of Furia's defense.
LJ gonna go to work from his own back line, and instead Yan just waiting for him to come down. He easily takes it away. Right out in front for Lost this time. Trevino was very close as well. As Furia disperses, and they will have to defend this out of Hoxer, and nobody as LJ turned away. They at least get something netward, but an easy stop by Yan. LJ will have that off to the corner, and another defensive stand out of Furia, where they haven't had to work maybe as hard as you would have liked to see SSG make them. That time, definitely threatened, but still nothing through.
The double layer from Furia. I feel like Spacestation Gaming right now, they're beating one defender on a couple of chances, and there's always somebody pre-jumping behind them. They play so close to each other that you need to put it in a position where the second man is not going to be able to get there. And a miss on the back line, and also the attacker. It's a nightmare for SSG, but thankfully it does not ruin their game.
Hoxer with plenty to work with, dances around one. Who's got the follow-up? It's LJ who takes over with nothing in the tank, and now Chicago laid in there with plenty of boost. He's got to use it though, as Lost had just about dangled his way through. Now Yan has that one low off the backboard, and it kicks away off of him all the way back, and a big break for Spacestation.
The mislip again from Lost. Another again in the series, not from Lost again. He's been pretty good so far. Yan now keeping it pretty neutral in the midfield. There's no problem for him getting it a little bit further down. One up, LJ, a reset onto net, but again, 2 layers. You get through 1, you got to make it through 2.
And not a lot of boost throughout this whole game for Spacestation Gaming. Now they've got some though. It's Hoxer up high, can't drop it down onto the target. Trevino was there just in case. They'll have plenty of boost now as they all run back. There hasn't been much boost taken away from the Space Station half of the field in the last minute. Got to have something netward here, though. Chicago into the net, going after Lost. Still not enough. You can tell, I mean, they're going into the bag of tricks. Yan with the demo and the boost steal, but it's still LJ and Hoxer. Hoxer double, no, Lost is there.
I mean, you saw that being shut down relatively early on, I feel, as well. It's a shame for Hoxer, seeing the net pretty open, and then Lost finds his way in and can get the clear. 70 seconds, LJ leads the ball towards Hoxer, up high, not over one, however, Drafunio burning all boost of Furia. I mean, you were mentioning Spacestation Gaming and their lack of their boost. Furia have had no such trouble. They've been stealing all of it.
Well, you wonder what LJ and Chicago were doing there, both up in the same area for the same ball. That left only one sitting in midfield waiting for a pass, and if they have that ball taken away at all, it's an open net. This, meanwhile, bouncing towards the corner and then finally sent away. Yan looking in the direction of Lost. He was kind of shaded away by LJ.
Good speed. Chicago does get a little bit further down the pitch with 30 seconds left. It needs to go further, then a little bit further. On target, Lost near post save. Chicago central, Hoxer shoots, on target again. Lost to clear it away. Yan this time, corner bound.
That was their best chance. A little more than a penalty shot, but it was saved. And now they got to go back to the drawing board. 13 seconds, looking for LJ, intercepted by Lost. Furia have picked off pass after pass out of Space Station Gaming. LJ up high.
Fake.
Oh, left it for Hoxer, and the fake ties the game.
I thought we were on for the 1-0, 1-0. But the fake from LJ is a stunner. And then the secondary fake from Hoxer. He can't do much about it. He's got no boost. He can't go as hard as Drafunio thought. Now, all of a sudden, 2 seconds left and overtime looming. Pretty neutral kickoff. Going to fall to the side. Chicago's there, up high, left side, up 1-2, round the top of one, and the bump unsuccessful. Hoxer keeps it in that blue half. Drafunio long. LJ up high in the corner again. Chances dropped. Overtime, game 2.
Furia was going to give it one counterattack, and then once that got thwarted, they're like, nah, let's just try another kickoff, and it's gone their way. Hoxer, difficult read, but he's got it. Now LJ, did he stay on this? He just about did. Now it's Yan. One-on-one with Hoxer. Got around him. Chicago's up. Lost got there first. Needs somebody on the weak side. Nobody there.
Very awkward touch from Drufo. Goes to one from Hoxer to LJ. Bumped out the way on it. Hoxer, that threat man. Chicago in the midfield wants to challenge versus Yan. Hoxer, take it back, take control. Don't let this game get out of hand again.
Does Yan have anybody to pass to? Certainly doesn't. Everybody all the way back. So now Chicago over towards LJ, and Yan just jumps in front of that one. Another intercept. This time cleared away, but only as far as midfield. And Space Station have to play a little more defense and very precariously close to their net.
It's an awkward one from LJ too, had to air dribble it out, but Yan finds Lost, who can't get to the ball before Hoxer does. Making sure that every single chance he gets these saves, he's sending them into the corner. He's been erecting a wall in front of that net time and time again. Hoxer, defensively, at least in this game, has been the man.
Well, Hoxer gifted that corner boost. Yan opting for the ball. Hoxer's going to need some of that boost. He's going to need a lot of that. He got around Yan. LJ's going to burn all of his, and Drafunio just slows the play down. Yan, more Lost, or will he take it himself? Doesn't matter. Chicago's there with Hoxer waiting on the backboard.
Technically a shot coming through from Drufo and a save from Hoxer. Doesn't really mean too much, but that's good for the fantasy. LJ, challenge versus Yan. He's still on the ball. He's still chasing, following. Wants to maybe just be that red herring in the skies. Hoxer now long, but LJ with no boost can't get there before Lost does. Chicago to chase it up. 2 minutes now. Game 2 overtime, and this has been an SSG that looks much more deserving of a win compared to game 1.
Yeah, they had their opportunities in that first game. That one catches a very favorable kick way downfield. Yan and LJ giving chase. It's centered. It's Hoxer and Yan with the save. Now Chicago. He'll try to go to work, and boy, just Chicago has not been able to stay with much in the air. Ball's gotten away from him quite a bit. He'll stay onto this one though. Infield pass, Hoxer blocked by Lost. Feels like Lost has been there every time Hoxer's had one lined up.
Yeah, Lost has got his number for sure. Opportunity after opportunity. Time and time again, he has been the guy to shut him down. Defensively, I think both teams have been stunning so far. On the backboard again, Hoxer tries to go along with it, but Jan reads him like a book. Lost challenge versus Hoxer, and we see the boost begin to dwindle. Chicago, huge save to keep SSG in it. 3 minutes in this game to overtime. Jan over 1-2, and that touch is a little bit too wide.
Oh, big clear where Chicago can chase it, but couldn't guide that to the backboard. Rafinha's all over it. Spacestation Gaming will try again. Chicago trying to throw off Rafinha. Still doesn't work out. Didn't get a piece of Lost either. He thought about hanging around, but retreats back. And LJ takes charge. He's got Chicago across. Shot wide, and Jan's all over it. Oh, Hoxer could be in a real tough spot here. Ed Lost kind of running side by side with him. Able to avoid him, get the ball away, but now we've seen Furia kind of stabilize here throughout this overtime. And Hoxer to the rescue. It looked like it was curtains in game 2, but we play on.
Lost didn't quite have enough control over that ball. He definitely wanted some more. LJ trying to go for that waterfall shot. To the corner, Hoxer with LJ and Chicago all playing very close to each other, trying to go for that Furia mentality. Furia playing very low on boost here. Jan just keeping on that ball with 0. Not even looking at the break to slow down, using that momentum.
Oh, LJ's got to get over Hoxer. Hoxer had nothing in the tank. LJ had all the boost. Well, they got crisscrossed. So Lost and Furia get what should be a free possession. So Lost has completely run out of juice. He gets tied up with Jan. Here goes LJ, looking for a winner, and Rafinha saves Furia in a big, big way.
4.5 minutes into OT. What is it with this series and the last one with very long overtimes? Lost with an air dribble, gets over one, but LJ does bump him enough so that he can't stay right behind that ball for a good dunk. Chicago tries to find ceiling to Hoxer, isn't able to. Goes straight to the backboard. Now Lost receives a lot of boost to work with. Jan can't get on the end of it before a man from Spacestation Gaming does. 5 minutes now.
LJ still has no boost. He's been looking for pads. Can't find any, and Furia have found a winner.
Took a long old while, took a whole other game of regulation. 5 more minutes, but Furia, at the end of it, sends Spacestation Gaming down at the barrel of a reprieve. Furia on for a sweep over SSG, who are riding high after their European victory earlier today.
Just imagine, you come into the day, you're supposed to face Vitality, you beat them, you're like, all right, what's next? Oh, just this Furia team, the way they're playing, but roll this one into an empty net. Does LJ, and Spacestation bounce back.
And you know what? Great way to start game number 3 as well. And the bump from Chicago on Jan opens it up entirely. He then moves on to shepherd the ball into the net. Isn't needed in the end. We said in the previous game, 16 seconds of Furia scored in. This time, 11 for SSG.
Well, it's got to be a huge confidence boost as well, because they tried everything in the first game plus overtime in game 2, and they barely had any success. But to get one early. Big load off their shoulders. LJ shot easily stopped by Rafinha. Lost giving chase as well. And Jan beat Chicago to that midfield boost. And now it's Chicago, who has nothing in the tank, but he and LJ combined to boom it away. Looked eerily similar, Stumpy, to how that overtime had ended.
Yes. And I think, you know, talking about the overtime, the biggest difference maker in it and the regulation game beforehand was the boost advantage. Furia had a huge amount of boost. They're rotating, and a lot more efficient, a lot more aggressively, and a miss there. It's going to leave it relatively open for Rafinha. Chicago tried to swipe across after his error. For LJ, a complete miss. It's going to be doing SSG no favors. Furia tie us up with 1 minute in.
Sometimes you're the GOAT, then you become the scapegoat. In LJ's case, he could not help his team keep Furia off the board. We're all tied up now in game 3. Game that SSG must win to prolong this round for them. Unless they will be relegated into the 5th round on well, on Friday. Lost, got through cleanly. LJ couldn't get that one either, and Furia have 2 in a row.
LJ ends it with 0 boost here as well. A wonderful shot. Realizing that there is that open net at the back. Can you squeeze it below the crossbar? Yes, you can if your name is Lost. LJ, 10 more boosts, a single pad, and he gets the save. But the story was very different. Another shot towards the net. Little old heat check for SSG.
Well, LJ now, maybe the big thing you worry about is trying to press too much to make up for anything. You realize this is going to happen over the course of a game, over the course of a series, and even a tournament. Spacestation Gaming, the key for them could be stay within themselves. Here goes Yan. Flip reset once. Couldn't get around Chicago. Drafinho did get around his man, but it's Hoxer. Brings that over towards Reed, and Chicago couldn't do a whole lot with it. And Spacestation Gaming, while they have tried to kind of slow the game down at times and take possession, it hasn't always worked in their favor. Drafinho scores! And who else is left but LJ at the back again?
Dr. Ufinio will see you now. A reset over 1 below the second. 3 for Furia. Not just in games potentially, but in goals in the third. And 3 victories nearly lined up on the board, taking them through our Swiss stage and into playoffs.
Almost feels like they're picking on LJ at this point. This time his shot blocked away. Now Lost. He can give chase, got the full boost from midfield, but that's a good ball off the corner, indirect from Chicago. Straight to the backboard, and Yan just booms it away. He's got Lost over there. And a tricky ball out of the corner that Hoxer has, and he'll take the corner boost. Chicago might have appreciated some of that. He's found some of his own, though, and he'll need just about all of it with Yan breathing down his neck. LJ, across. Nothing else there, though. And yet again, Furia weather the storm that's
shot
little more than a drizzle at this point.
It's a good chance, though, on that one. Hoxer just sending it towards the net. Again, as ever, 2 defenders. That is beatable. You go for a bit of a fake shot. You try to draw them both out of net if you can. Shoot a little bit wide. Make sure that your teammate is going to be there to take the second actual shot that comes through. So far, a screamer into the net. Saved at 90% loading. Oh, and then it's undone entirely by Hoxer.
And this is on target. Hoxer's got to jump for it. As Lost, he just throw it at the net, hope something good happens. But maybe just a little bit late getting the call out there that he's got to go. And Spacestation Gaming have completely fallen apart.
I think he moved forward a little bit too early. He read the play as it's now moving down the pitch. Instead, Lost had other ideas. It was brilliant play from him. But Hoxer, as the third man, he can't really move out that fast, I don't think. And a miss on the boost. Hoxer needs to make sure that he doesn't overthink these, but with 3 in a row and another dunk on him, it is going to be harder every single stab that you get in your chest.
Good, all 3.
They all fancied that one.
My turn offense. Yan is the one who gets the goal. It's only his first of the series. He's been very quiet offensively. Had plenty of shots, but nothing actually into the net. And he may score here. Flip reset. This time LJ makes the save, but he gave it to Drafinho, and the third follow-up goes from Lost.
How do you defend against that? Furia don't just have the book, they've checked out the entire library of SSG's defense. All 3 players taking a shot. The third is successful, but that's what I was saying SSG have to do against Furia.
I mean, to be fair, every single save and clearance went right down in front of the box. Now Yan looking for 7. LJ there to stop him. At this point, it's just about pride for SSG, not letting Furia get whatever number it is they desire.
This was a good series to start with, you know.
It really was.
SSG.
It still is if you're a Furia fan.
Yeah, very true. Okay, I should say that's very fair. It was a competitive series to start with, and now all of a sudden, it's nearly a Brazil.
Well, Chicago will get one back.
They don't even celebrate it. At that point, boys, just give it a fist bump.
Right.
Give it something.
They got 36 seconds.
You're going through into
one goal
round
every
5.
9 seconds, right?
Stacks, we're not doing this.
I know, you and me doing math, that's the absolute worst thing.
We barely have an education between us. Let's not, let's not force chat into that. But with these 30 seconds, it's going to be Furia taking lane number 3. It's going to be them going 2-1 in the Swiss, or rather 3-1 in the Swiss. And it's going to leave Spacestation Gaming forcing their way through into round number 5. They get to play in front of our crowd when everybody piles into Dickies Arena tomorrow. But this is not the scoreline they wanted as their previous series.
And it's not when they wanted to be playing in front of the crowd either. As Furia pull away at the end, Hoxer will add one more for the road.
Just a couple of fist bumps.
Yeah, just
one fist bump.
A little consequence.
Just one fist
at
bump.
This point.
Come on, boys.
Nope. Ever so stoic. And even you can see Chicago's just like, oh, we gotta wait another 20 seconds for
yeah, this is annoying.
And, kickoff and. All right, so we're just going to roll it, right?
Oh, no,
that was pitched one.
I actually love that kickoff, you know.
Chicago will get that one away, but Furia, utter dominance. They dissect SSG in Game 3, and it's Furia headed through into the tiebreaker rounds on Saturday.